Hi, doing? This is Taj Durant with Let's Talk About Tech. As I mentioned prior, I do a lot of instructional design work, and because of that, obviously I do a lot of presentations, e-learning, things of that nature. What I want to show you this time is something you've probably seen in a lot of other presentations where somebody makes a presentation where there is a singular person and their caption or information comes in. The rest of the people are either out of focus or slightly back, or they're desaturated, something of that nature, um, in order to make the to draw focus or to draw the importance of that individual that they're speaking about. So that's what I did here. The difference is I made a slight variation in that I wanted to make it where people could see what was being presented as well as have something on screen. So in the end, they get something like this, where, let me get rid of that because that's not important, where we have the singular people with their information as necessary, and the students would actually get this as part of their handout pack when we were going over the information in the participant guides, and I would have the presentation section of it, obviously, where we're talking about each one of these, but they would have the complete thing. And so that's, again, part of the reason why I made this variation, because I don't want to have to make two separate things. I don't want to have to make a presentation and a handout. By making it all together and work together, it's very simple to give people what they need. All right, and let me show you kind of how it will work. Let's click slide view for a second. Okay, and you see the individuals. And when I click on them, we have the desaturated group, and person becomes colorized and their information all the way down the line. And again, you've probably seen some variation on this. Again, the difference is I wanted to make it in such a way where I had a handout and I had a presentation. So like celebrity chefs on TV, I broke it into sections and I have parts already made so I could get through it quicker to show you how it was made. All right. So basically what I did is, first thing I did is I took a group photo that I wanted, and I took this information, excuse me, I took this picture and I start from here. So a basic picture, and I duplicated it. And the reason why I'm doing that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the desaturated version underneath. So let's duplicate this one. I'm sorry to do that. You can either copy and paste it, Control D. You can do an option drag, or if you're using a PC, a control drag, and a lot of times it'll duplicate it. Or you could just do simple copy and paste, whatever floats your boat. But as you see now, I have two separate versions because I'm going to color one and desaturate the other. I'm going to have each one of the people set off, and I'm going to recolor this one a lighter. I'm going to get these lined back up again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to format each one of these. I'm going to crop out each one of the people. Okay. Now we have the basis for how we're going to be doing each one of them. Now again, what you may want to do, and what I would suggest doing, especially depending on how you're going to have your individual images, especially if you see this woman in white here, the elbow kind of bleeds into her space from this gentleman. So what I would do is I would actually remove the background from the picture and stack each one of them on there. So rather than just strictly duplicating it, I'm going to crop each one of these photos, remove the background, and then carefully lay over each one of the images over their black and white counterpart. All right, so let's jump ahead. So I did that here. Each one of these individuals is copied out. And again, this will make it easier. Now, the only thing I did on this, if you have your animation pane, and again, depending on what version you're using, what I basically did is I made each one of these people fade in and fade out on clicks. So when this person comes in, I have her information. When I click to have her fade out, the next person behind her comes in automatically. And again, that's pretty simple to do in your animation pane. Okay. The next part that I did is I set up these simple blocks of shapes with information inside for the people. Now when I formatted these, I simply took it where we have a gradient from clear all the way to this light green, and it fades, and and it transitions in. I took it where it is clear down here around 80% of the box, and the upper 25% of the box or so has a color in it. And the reason I did that, not for this upper region where, see, for this lady we're here, but say for this gentleman where it's over his clothes, I want to have a consistent kind of color over here so that it will be very easy to read the text below, or the text that's inside. And then I just set each one of these to fade in and fade out based on when the person comes in. And I set it for each one of those. And again, if you want to look at the format shapes, how we have it. Drag this down here. So as you see, I have my gradient. I have it 100% at this section, about stopping point of 77%. I have it at 53%. And this is completely clear, and I moved this all the way up to around 43 because I found that if you move it down this way too far, it will still cover up too much of the character, because again, this is where the character's head would be. This is closer to his feet. I'm moving this up around 44. I know it's his face, and his main area that I want you to be able to see is clear of any color. And again, works the same for the PC or for the Mac. Okay. And then of course last, we have everything in, we have all our shapes in, we have all the text in, and then again we make sure that as far as our animations go, that we have each one of these set up. There we go. So we have our picture come in, our picture 40, and it tells you what's in the next one. It brings up the text information. When it fades out, this one's going to automatically fade in. It's going to go with the previous one, so it's going to fade directly. Excuse me. Those two are going to fade out together. The new picture, picture 2, which is the gentleman here, he's going to fade in as soon as the other woman fades out, along with all his information. So this is, again, a very nice, simple way to do things. And you have a twofer here, which, again, very handy. Minimize the time you're going to use to have to create additional objects. So give that a try. Let me know what you think and see how it works out for you. If you have any problems or issues with it, drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to help you out. All right, have a good one. Bye.